Don't come any closer, I said, holding the gate shut as my mother begged on the other side. Behind me, something growled, and my twin went pale.
I'm Lena.
This is the same kind of gate they left me behind years ago, except now it belongs to me. My mom and my twin, Clara, showed up out of nowhere, acting like they still had the right. She didn't just leave me. She chose Clara over me. Told everyone she couldn't afford both, but somehow only this smart one got to stay. I was 8 when she dropped me at that orphanage like I was the extra. Now she's crying, saying she made a mistake, but Clara won't even look at me, just keeps staring past my shoulder, shaking. Because the moment I unlocked the gate, I leaned in and whispered, "You should meet my family first." Before we go anywhere further, comment where in the world you are watching from and make sure to subscribe because tomorrow's story is one you don't want to miss. The way her voice trembled, you'd think I was the one who abandoned her. "Lena, please, my mother," Diane said, gripping the metal bars like they were the only thing holding her together. I didn't know where else to go. I let out a quiet breath, keeping my hand on the lock. The dogs behind me shifted, low and controlled, their presence filling the silence she couldn't handle. "You knew exactly where to go," I said. "You just didn't think I'd be here." Clara flinched at that. She still hadn't looked at me, not once. Her eyes were fixed behind me, tracking every movement, every shadow. She used to be the confident one, the one who answered every question before anyone else could. Now she looked like she was trying to calculate something she couldn't solve. "You've grown," Diane added quickly, forcing a weak smile like this was some kind of reunion. We wanted to talk. Fix things. Fix things." I almost laughed. "Is that what you told people?" I asked. "That we just needed to talk?" Her expression tightened. Not guilt, calculation. Same as always. Because this wasn't sudden. They didn't just wake up and miss me. Something pushed them here. Clara's hand tightened around her bag. Diane's voice cracked again, but this time it sounded rehearsed. "We made mistakes, Lena. But we're still your family." Behind me, one of the dogs stepped forward, its nails clicking softly against the ground. Clara finally whispered, barely audible, "Mom, they're not just dogs." I tilted my head slightly, watching them both. "No," I said quietly. "They're not." Then I slid the lock open. Metal scraped. The gate shifted. And neither of them moved. Most people think being left behind breaks you all at once. It doesn't. It happens slowly, in small moments you don't understand until it's too late. Clara and I were born minutes apart, but somehow that was enough for everything to go wrong. She was the gifted one. That's what teachers called her. The one who solved problems before they were finished being asked. The one my mom would show off at every meeting, every gathering, every chance she got. And me? I was the one told to sit quietly. Not interrupt. Not embarrass anyone. I remember one night clearly. We were both at the kitchen table. Clara had just come back from a school competition with a certificate. My mom held it up like it was gold. "She's going places," she said, smiling at Clara. Then she glanced at me, just for a second, and added, "You should try to be more like your sister." I did try. I stayed up late studying things I barely understood. I cleaned, helped, listened. I thought if I worked hard enough, she'd look at me the same way. But she never did. And then there was the conversation. I wasn't supposed to hear it. I was standing just outside the living room, holding a book, when I heard my name. "I can't do both," my mom said to someone on the phone. Her voice was low, but steady. "Clara has real potential. I need to focus my resources where it matters." There was a pause. "The other one. Lena, she'll be fine." The other one. That's when something shifted inside me. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just quietly breaking. A few days later, she told me we were going somewhere special. I believed her. I even packed my favorite shirt. The orphanage smelled like disinfectant and old walls. I didn't understand at first. Not until she handed over my bag to the woman at the front desk. "Wait here," she told me. I did. I watched her walk away with Clara. Clara looked back once. Just once. Then she turned forward again and kept walking. Years later, when I finally got access to my file, I expected answers. What I found instead made everything worse. Because it wasn't just a decision. It was planned. And my name wasn't just ignored. It had been erased. The day I read that file, something inside me didn't break. It locked. There was no mistake. No last-minute decision. No, I didn't have a choice like she was saying now. My mother had applied for a private academic sponsorship months before she left me. A program designed to fund exceptional students, twins specifically. That was the part that made my hands shake. Twins. Both names were supposed to be there, but only Clara's was listed. Mine wasn't crossed out. It wasn't misspelled. It was never written in the first place. She didn't choose between us in a moment of desperation. She planned it. Built a future for one child, and quietly removed the other, like I was a problem she solved early. And it worked. Clara got everything. Schools, recognition, interviews. My mother built a whole story around her, how hard she worked, how much she sacrificed to support her daughter's brilliance. People believed it. They still do. But me? I stopped waiting. The orphanage wasn't kind, but it wasn't empty either. There were people who saw me. Staff who didn't compare me to anyone. Kids who didn't care about potential, just whether you showed up. And then there were the dogs. Abandoned, returned, labeled too difficult. I understood them. So I stayed, learned, trained, built something steady, controlled, something no one could take from me. Years passed. No calls. No visits. Until 3 weeks ago. My phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. But I did. And the moment I heard her voice again, I knew something was wrong. Not regret. Urgency. Desperation. Like she needed something. And when she said, "Lena, please, we have to talk," I didn't say yes right away. I chose the place. I chose the time. And most importantly, I chose what they'd see when they got here. They thought they were walking into a conversation. They weren't. The gate creaked open just enough for the tension to slip through with it. Diane hesitated first, her hand still gripping Clara's arm like she might disappear if she let go. "Lena, what is all this?" she asked, her voice thinner now. I stepped back slowly, giving them a clear view behind me. The dogs didn't bark. They didn't lunge. They just stood there, alert, still, watching. Every movement controlled. Every muscle ready. Clara swallowed hard. Why are they all looking at us like that? I met her eyes for the first time. Because they remember, I said. Diane tried to force a laugh, like she could smooth this over with tone alone. "Sweetheart, we didn't come here for whatever this is. We came to fix things." "Fix what?" I asked. "The story? Or what actually happened?" Her expression flickered. There it was. Not confusion. Recognition. I reached into my jacket and pulled out a folded document. The same one I'd read over and over until every word burned into memory. "You told everyone you couldn't afford both of us," I said, holding it up. "You told them you made a hard choice." Diane's eyes locked onto the paper. Clara looked between us, her voice shaking. "Mom, what is she talking about?" I took a step forward. "You didn't choose under pressure," I said quietly. "You chose in advance." The air shifted. Even the dogs seemed to lean into the silence. Clara's grip loosened. Diane didn't answer. She couldn't. And that was the moment Clara started to understand. But I wasn't done. I nodded toward the road behind them. "Go on," I said. "Turn around." They hesitated. Then slowly they did. And everything changed the second they saw who was standing there. They didn't expect anyone to be there. Diane froze first. Clara followed a second later, her breath catching as she scanned the faces behind her. Not strangers. People. People who knew. The woman from the orphanage stood closest, arms crossed, expression firm. Beside her were 2 former staff members and a few others Diane clearly didn't recognize, but they recognized her. "They've been waiting," I said calmly, stepping forward. "Not for revenge. For the truth." Diane's voice came out thin. "Lena, what is this?" "This," I said, holding up the document again, "is what you buried." I unfolded it slowly, making sure Clara could see every line. The sponsorship program required both twins to be evaluated. I continued. But you only submitted one name. You didn't lose me, you removed me. Clara's head snapped toward her. That's not true, right? Diane opened her mouth, but nothing came out. Silence answered for her. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't need to. You told the world you sacrificed everything for her, I said. But the truth is, you built that story by getting rid of me. Clara stepped back, shaking. Mom, you said there wasn't enough money. You said. I did what I had to do. Diane snapped suddenly, the mask cracking. She had potential. I couldn't risk both of you failing. The words hung there, heavy, final. Clara's face drained completely. That was it. Not an apology. Not regret. Just justification. Behind her, the people who had raised me didn't react. They already knew. But now Clara did too. And that changed everything. Diane reached for me again. Lena, please, we can fix this. No, I said simply. I stepped back. The dogs moved with me, calm, loyal, certain. You made your choice a long time ago, I added. This is just the part where you live with it. Clara didn't follow her. She just stood there, caught between the life she was given and the truth she couldn't ignore. I turned and walked back through the gate. It closed behind me with a solid, final sound. And this time, no one left me behind.